Today on Discovering Magnolia, Texas, we are interviewing Melanie, and she is the owner of Root Roux, and we're going to see what her business is all about. Melanie, thank you so much for having us out here today. I am so excited to share what is pretty much a new business for you out here, and we'll get into that. But first of all, you have a long history here in Magnolia.
I remember the first time coming out here, it was dirt roads in Indigo Lake. Some of my favorite memories is the barbecue hut when it was right on the railroad tracks in Magnolia, and there was like a hot dog burger place right on the railroad tracks, and where there's like a strip of grass that used to all be shops and restaurants.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate old Magnolia.
Now you have your own family, you have your own kids here, and they're growing up, going to private school, but in the area. And do they help you at all with your business, or?
Yeah, Addie does. My daughter does. My son could care less about being outside, but and I have an older son too. He actually is just now getting into gardening, which I think is awesome. It's like, it makes my heart pitter-patter.
Whether they're actually involved, not just, as you said, your oldest son is now starting to get into it. So that influence was there from an early age because of your love and passion for gardening.
Yes.
But your love and passion for gardening actually started from when you were very little.
Yes. As long as I can remember, my hands were in the dirt. Both sets of my grandparents gardened. And I remember being 5 years old, my dad's dad, my grandpa, he just passed away last year. I loved to help him in the garden so much. When I was a kid, they lived in Louisiana, and I would go spend my summers there. He built me a little flower bed in the backyard, and he liked to do woodwork. So he made a little sign that said Mel's Garden. And every time I would go spend the summer, the first day I would get there, he would take me to the nursery so I could pick out my plants to plant in that garden, and I could watch them, tend to them, and watch them bloom throughout the summer until I had to go back home. And then he'd mail me pictures of what he had planted throughout the rest of the year. I just thought it was so neat. And when I moved into this house, I've moved many, many times since then, but when I settled here and my grandpa came to visit for the first time, he brought me that sign.
That is so
awesome.
And
I was like, oh wow, that means this is like my forever home, because my grandpa uprooted my sign and brought it here.
So out of this passion has driven you to recently start your own small business.
Yes. So I've always gardened on a very large scale. Just out of passion, but it was this last year when I took the leap to turn it into a business. Right now, we just have an online store, but I really just want to bring education to locals, that what they can grow, what's deer resistant. I get asked that all the time. What can I plant in my yard that the deer won't eat? We have seeds, and the only seeds we're selling are things that can grow here. Yes, they can grow in other places around the United States, but I am not informed on those places. If you know, you can order them online. I know for a fact that the seeds that I offer grow well here.
Yeah.
So we do sell seeds. We do sell, we also just sell other products that I love that are just non-toxic for the home. Things that are more environmentally friendly. I love to compost, so I even have compost bins for your kitchen that you can carry out to if you like to compost. I have all kinds of things that are either for the garden or from the garden on the website.
Yeah. And on the website they're able to go and kind of see the different flower varieties that you have available as well, if they did want to do a fresh cut bouquet or something like that.
Yes.
Awesome. And so let's talk about some of the different varieties of flowers that grow here that you have here in your garden.
Right now we have zinnias blooming, we have delphiniums, we have gladiolas. They're not blooming yet, but they're about to, and you can see that they actually produce this long stalk that looks like a hair braid, like a French braid. And right now they're in that stage of a braid, and within the next week or two, they'll be blooming. I have something called Veronica that I didn't grow by seed. I bought it as a seed start just to test if it grew here. I have never grown Veronica in my life, but it's actually growing really well. It's one of the things that's fully blooming right now. I also have a very large tomato garden, and we're testing out 9 different varieties of tomatoes to see what grows best. We have a very large area where we seed start, and that's what's basically blooming right now.
And so Melanie, if people want to take a look at all of the different things that you have to offer, the educational side, you have a blog on your website, correct?
Yes.
So what is your URL?
It's rootandroux.com. So ROOT spelled out and ROUX.com.
And you're also on Instagram?
Yes.
And how can they find you there?
Root and Roux. Yep, Root and Roux for everything. I'm very active. Like I had just had someone this morning send me a direct message on Instagram asking about how to grow. They couldn't get their iris to bloom, and they're in this area. And I just posted a picture of an iris bloom that I had, and I always respond. I love answering gardening questions. Yes, I'm a busy person, but it's the thing that I love talking about. Yeah. So I love having that interaction with people and teaching people things in order for them to enjoy that in their yard too.
Thanks again for joining us on Discovering Magnolia, Texas. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
This Community Small Business Spotlight is brought to you by Erica Stietenroth, your Magnolia Realtor, and was produced and edited by JJ Productions.